We start at the National Assembly today, where lawmakers across the aisle appear to have found common ground on the government's proposal for a supplementary budget. I have our political correspondent Moon Hye-ryeon live on the line with the latest. Hye-ryeon, welcome. Let's start then with that consensus.
Good afternoon, Sunny. The ruling Democratic Party and the main opposition People Power Party have just struck a final deal on a 26.2 trillion Korean won supplementary budget, around $17.7 billion, clearing a major political hurdle just hours before the planned vote. The headline here is that the total budget size stays unchanged from the government's original proposal. Both sides agreed to reshuffle allocations within that existing ceiling, some programs up and others trimmed, but the overall fiscal envelope held. Notably, the cash handout of up to roughly $405 for the bottom 70% of income earners will stay in the final package. That was one of the more contentious items going into negotiations, so its survival signals a broader consensus that households need relief, especially with inflation and energy costs still elevated amid ongoing instability in the Middle East.
Right, of course. So, Hye-ryeon, what are the key changes within that budget proposal then, and what happens next?
So the adjustments span three broad areas: households and agriculture, industry and transport. On the households and agriculture side, around 2 trillion won goes towards fuel cost relief for farmers, fishery workers and coastal transport, along with fertilizer support. A matching amount has been added on the industrial side to stabilize supply chains for key raw materials, including naphtha, as concerns over global energy market volatility persist. There's also a 1 trillion won boost for transport relief, highlighted by a temporary 50% discount on public transport through the K-Pass system. And as for the next steps, the National Assembly is expected to hold a plenary vote later today, so tentatively around 10 p.m., although timing could slip as final procedural steps are wrapped up. If passed, this would represent one of the more significant fiscal responses to the inflationary and energy pressures the economy has been facing. That's all from here for now, so back to you, Sunny.